To the people that want to ban critical race theory in the classroom, the $1,000,000 question is, what do you think critical race theory is, and what exactly is your beef with it?
Hold on, before I get into this, yeah, we already know what I do. I'm reacting to all these joints, these TikToks on critical race theory. It is a problem. I believe, in my opinion, it's a problem that they want to withhold the truth. Let's see.
I mean, if we keeping it consistent, when we was talking about statues, we was talking about monuments, you was talking about how we could not change history. And if you know what critical race theory is, you got to have that same energy and not being able to change history. You feel me? And this is what I find preposterous right here, man. In the state I work in, it lacks funding in terms of giving us resources to what we do in this old classroom, but you got the nerve to want to ban what we teach in the classroom? Oh, you got some nerve. And we all should be intellectually irritated by this because we see it's going on all over this country, you feel me? In my particular state, they got all this education they teach about colonial legacies where we literally celebrate the colonization of indigenous people, but you worried about critical race theory? Y'all worried about the wrong thing. Education is elevation, and we obviously need some new policymakers. I mean, I got to find out where I sign up at.
But it doesn't surprise me because, like I said, look, bro, let's be honest. The U.S., in my opinion, they don't care about blacks. They never have. They've always used us to their advantage at our disadvantage. It's always been that way systematically.
This school district continues to show up on national news, and it is absolutely embarrassing to see what once used to be the nation's leading school district has desecrated to. This school district is upon almost every single school district in the nation that continues to force teachers through mandatory training where we are told to examine our whiteness, white privilege, white supremacy, microaggressions upon every other thing that is absolutely stupid and racist. Now, the same school district wants to threaten to fire teachers who do not agree with a critical race theory. You are the face of privilege. You do not speak for us if you do not work with us. If you keep up this racist insanity, you will have successfully stripped us of every ounce of love of teaching, and so far you have succeeded in doing that. Keep this up and you will lose all of your teachers at the same rate that you have been losing these incredible families who, some of you, fall asleep when they're trying to get your attention. God bless.
I'm not gonna lie, that TikTok, I don't know, honestly don't know what the heck she was talking about. Maybe somebody in the comments can help me understand. I don't know if she was mad at it being, at the critical race theory being omitted from the school curriculums, or if she was mad that, I don't know what the heck she was mad at, bro. I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't really clear.
Y'all, I want to show you something. In this resource, Compromise of 1877 is reduced to one paragraph, and it says how the South compromised with the North to give the presidency to Rutherford B. Hayes to deal with all the issues in the South the way that they saw fit, as long as the troops were removed. In this book, you may have 1.5 paragraphs, but it talks about how the South was left to deal with their racial issues on their own as long as the troops were removed and Hayes was put into office. In this book, you have 12 pages detailing what was in the 1877 compromise, how it impacted the rights and the safety of black people once that compromise was made, and additional resources for you to look at what was given up and what was the controversies that were involved. Legislators are trying to ban critical race theories, and they're barely even teaching it now. How do you ban what's already being omitted?
But even to further what she's saying, how do you ban what's already omitted? Well, the first thing is, I want to say this. She's correct on that. But the second thing is, this is the information age. You can't expect the school system, who has been failing kids for decades, probably longer than that, to teach black children in a racist, systematic, educational, this whole systematic country on critical race theory. Why are we dependent on, why y'all getting mad? It's the information age. We have many communities and groups that have black people, as far as churches and all different types of things where black people congregate with one another. We can figure out how to teach our black children about critical race theory. Why are we trying to teach through the school system? Who cares? They let them ban it. I don't care. It's information. I can go on Google. I can go order a book from on Amazon. I can go on YouTube and learn from somebody who's knowledgeable on this and speaking on this. There's so many different resources. We don't need the school system like that anymore, bro.
All right, I'm getting a lot of questions asking how I deal with critical race theory and how I teach it in my class. So here we go. So I teach 8th grade ELA, and one of the huge things that we teach our 8th graders is how to write a claim and how to provide evidence for that claim. And you can practice that with whatever content you want. A great resource for this content is Newsela, or Newsela, however you want to call it. They have a ton of articles with pros and cons that allow for discussion about critical race theory. Standing for the Pledge of Allegiance, reparations for slavery, Christopher Columbus, voter ID laws. Exposing students to this content lets them discuss and form their own opinions about these complex issues. I'm just showing them facts and articles. I'm not telling them what they need to think about these issues. Give it a try. Let me know how it works.
Now that was actually pretty interesting. That kind of low key kind of changes my whole way that I'm looking at my whole. It was a paradigm shift because okay, so now if you take different groups of people, different races to talk about the critical race theory and what blacks have gone through in relation to whites, but you talk about in a classroom setting who has maybe blacks and whites and Hispanics and Asians all in the same class, then maybe we can move forward as a society through the education and through just through awareness. And I mean, a lot of people just don't know about these things. So with the resources that he had, which is the website, and that he's exposing to the children these articles and how he's allowing them to have discussions with each other, I think that's healthy. And for that reason, if critical race theory was presented in that way in classes all the time, then I wouldn't want it to get banned at all. Other than that, I don't really care. Us blacks, we can teach black people ourselves what's been going on and how white people have been treating blacks for the past over 400 years.